You are listening to In Response, a legacy podcast. A show where three handsome guys talk about their favorite Magic the Gathering format, Legacy.
I'm Peter Plank, the artificer. I've got everything at hand in my Goblin Welders toolbox.
I'm Daniel, the scientist. I ponder precisely about the next move that decides the fate of my opponents.
I'm Philipp Klein, the rogue. I use the graveyard to fuel opponents with agony.
And now, lean back and enjoy.
Hello everyone and welcome to episode 78, 8 questions to ask yourself of
In Response,
A legacy podcast.
I'm Philipp Klein
I am Daniel.
And I'm Peter Plank.
and we're talking about legacy.
Most of the time.
This time we talk about, we have 8 questions basically to ask each of ourselves and also you about this game we really love and appreciate. But first we thank our Patreons, Matt Duncan, Christian Neutz and Moritz Eichmeier. Thank you very much for your support. If you want to support the channel, just like and subscribe. That helps really tremendously. And also, if you want to do a little bit more, go to our patreon.com/response_legacy. So, this was the kind of introduction we have to do at the beginning, because we want to bring you joy and everyone.
So, and with bringing joy, we asked ourselves some questions. But the first question we had is like, guys, what was actually the first deck you played? We want to start off with Daniel.
Do we want to go over about all the questions at first?
Question by question, and then we answer.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah. I think it would be more interesting.
Yeah, exactly.
You mentioned the first ever deck to build, and there is one particular deck that I remember when I started, let's say, collecting this card game, and this was, I call it Mono Blue Artifacts.
Okay.
And what I remember about the deck is it was completely casual and kitchen table. I don't think it was, maybe it was standard back then even, or modern. I have no idea. I was intrigued by the idea that you play a bunch of artifacts, Mem Knights and Ornithopters and whatnot, and then you have a combo with Grand Architect.
And Pico Pala?
No, this was, I didn't even realize this was a combo. So no, this was so bad. I had like a Grand Architect, and you have to pay 1 blue mana to make another artifact blue, and you can tap a blue creature that you control to generate 2 generic mana. And I was thinking, okay, on turn 4, I play on turn 3 Grand Architect, then on turn 4 I can tap 3 blue mana to make 3 artifacts blue, tap them all, gain 6 colorless, and then I can play turn 4 Wormcoil Engine. And
wow, that sounds insanely competitive for kitchen table, actually.
And I thought to myself, this is broken. On turn 4 Wormcoil Engine, who can ever remove this creature? It's impossible.
Well.
Well, I mean, I didn't really play any tournaments and so on. It was just with a bunch of guys and friends that I had, and it was so bad. Actually, it was completely nonsense. But this was the first deck. I looked up any decks and lists, and I thought to myself, okay, this was it. I want to just briefly mention then later, when I started competitively, the first deck that I actually built and really crafted based on a competitive deck list was Modern Blue-Red Delver with Treasure Cruise.
Wow.
Because I started in Khans of Taki area, and my first deck ever was Blue-Red Delver then back in the day.
That's so strange to hear you playing Delver.
In Modern, yes.
I wonder where the name Insectable Liberation comes from, but we want to start off with you, Philip. What was your first deck?
Well, that was back in the Legion Scourge days. I pulled Sliver Overlord out of a Scorch booster pack, and was like, oh my gosh, this creature, 5 mana, 7/7, 2 abilities, something like Sliver Cycling or Sliver Tutor, and I don't know what the other ability is, but it was like, holy shit, I have to play this. And I basically crammed everything into one deck. It was 5 color, just slivers. And yeah, it was insanely bad.
Slivers.
But it was so great. And I think one of my most precious slivers back then was the Toxic Sliver, which gains everything.
Virulent Sliver.
No, Toxic, the one that gives everything Death Touch.
It's not Virulent Sliver the name?
No. It's a Toxin Sliver or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a black one for 3 and black. And it's a 3/3.
Okay, there was like another sliver for 1 green that gave every
Yeah,
sliver
but that's
toxic
Future
1.
Sight.
Okay,
It
this was Future Sight.
And
Okay.
this was back in Legions and Scourge, so this was, I think it was 2002. Yeah,
Pretty long.
I'm pretty old.
A long time ago, yeah.
But yeah, this was my first deck that I really tried to play, and yeah, it was like, I really didn't have money back then, was just 12, 13 years old, and it was really shit. And then I took a hiatus and tried to, and came back to Magic on 2006 or 2007 to Time Spiral, and then they suddenly printed slivers again, and I was hooked, and I put 4 Gemhide slivers into it, and suddenly all my mana issues were gone, because everything now made a lot of, every color. And that's basically why I stick through with Magic, actually.
Really? Because of slivers?
Because of slivers. That they reignited my love for the game.
Cool.
And then I built a standard deck and went also to my first GP. And yeah, without the reignition of my spark in Time Spiral, which is actually a flame of wind here right now.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be playing today.
That's cool, yeah. That's interesting to hear.
And Peter, for you, what's your first deck?
My first deck that I basically built was mono black.
Mono black.
Stompy.
No.
Or
My first deck
Pops.
that I actually played, the reason is completely fancy, because we had like a website where you had like the ability to purchase like pre-search boosters, and they put in the random crap and send it to you for like €1 a booster. So we made like random drafts actually at my home, and there were like 3 Japanese cards in there, and there was like a black completely cool looking one, and I didn't know the name, and then I kind of found out the name of the card, and this was actually a 3 mana mercenary. My first actually self-built deck that I made was Mercenaries. And for you guys that don't know what Mercenaries do, it's the bad version of Rebels. Because Rebels upgrade yourself and Mercenary downgrade yourself.
Can you quickly explain what does it actually do?
A mercenary can tutor another mercenary,
Yeah.
but with CMC 1 less, and he has to pay its mana cost itself. So a 2-drop mercenary can search for 2 mana, 2 colorless mana, and tap himself a 1-cost mercenary. A 3-cost for the 2-cost and a 4-cost for the 3-cost.
Okay.
This is basically the deck.
Yeah.
The engine that I used that makes it better was Hearthstone.
Hearthstone.
Hearthstone is an artifact for 3 mana that reduces the cost of activated abilities by 1, but doesn't reduce it below 1.
Below 1, yeah.
So this was actually my first pre-built deck.
Sounds amazing. It sounds fun though.
Yeah, then I built basically vampires myself, black red, when like Stronger Captain and stuff came out, but then I had like an off time of Magic, and yeah, then I came back to Kaladesh Standard. There I played myself blue-red, Dynamo Tower Control with torrential gear hugs and stuff like that. I opened like a few of them,
cool.
and I sold them for above 20 euro each. And this basically helped me build my blue-red Delver deck for Modern.
You also had a blue-red Delver deck.
I had blue-red Delver deck as a
different one, right? I suppose.
Yeah, it was Kaladesh time, so no Treasure Cruise, which was my in-between point to Grixis Delver and blue-red Delver and Legacy.
Oh wow.
Nice.
So
Blue-red Delver.
with history reversed, we come to our current definition of what we are playing. Now we start with you, Philip.
It kind of depends. It depends when and if Grief gets banned. If Grief doesn't get banned, then I'll probably will be trying out some random decks. Like I want to try out Turbo Dredge, and also, maybe some the Mono Plus Stompy list that we already brewed up. Just try out some Rogue brews. But if Grief gets banned, I'm probably leaning towards either trying to really master or to grind Upsal spells or Stifle Knot. These are the two decks that I'm feeling most comfortable with at the moment. And but it takes at least a ban for me to really get into it.
So this would be if we have a ban. But right now, if you would play another, take last Friday FNM or whatever, the last couple of FNM, what is your current deck that you play?
I played Oops.
Oops, okay.
Yeah. And you, Peter?
For me, I'm currently in between two decks, but I'm currently more on Green-Red Depths.
To play both.
Play both.
I play both.
120 cards.
I play Two-Headed Giant Legacy.
But like half of that.
No,
the lands from the one and everything else from the other. It's just like Grixis Delver Green Red Depths. It's like, well, I can cast anything. You win.
Days doesn't work. What?
Mox Opal saves everything. No, I mostly will stick for now for Green Red Depths, but I will always have red white paint in my pocket. For you, Daniel?
I have to say I'm cleanly at the moment on Nadu Breakfast. Doesn't matter if Griefs gets banned or not. What I'm maybe looking into, and this is what I built also, would be the new Esper Pokeball deck that is popping up. I just love this kind of strategy.
Yeah, I'm also a sucker for Esper.
Yeah. And I'm a sucker for Pokeball. So, two great things.
But which card would you really like to suck? So, which is your favorite card? Or favorite deck? I'm sorry. Which deck of all time was your favorite deck?
This is pretty clear for me. It would be Ad Nauseam Tendrils with Gitaxian Probe and Senses Divining Top in the main deck.
Oh, that's a great answer here, because the deck was so insane. We played a lot against each other in these times. You were on Ant and I was on that guy, Ale.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
And the matches were just, at first you really beat my ass all the time, and then I learned how to play against it, and then the roles were reversed. It was great.
I think you packed more and more hymns and so on, which were just really devastating for me.
Yeah, that's true.
Just cast Whale of Summer.
What is that?
Autumn's Whale, I'm sorry.
Yeah, Autumn's Whale, yeah.
I think in the end I played 10 discard.
Yeah.
Not just specifically for you, but it was just good.
So Philip, that's Gale?
No, not that Gale. But it's very similar. My favorite deck of all time is easily Mardu Pyromancer.
A specific version or a specific era or edition, or?
It was with Deathray Shaman, but without green. I played a one of buy. You were just for the ability.
Yeah.
You had to do it, but for me that wasn't really defining as 4-color. But yeah, and with Deathray Shaman, Gitaxian Probe, Cabal Therapy. Oh my god, this was so,
So we
great.
both love Gitaxian Probe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gitaxian Probe, Cabal Fair. It's like I play the Pyromancer, Gitaxian Probe, you Cabal Fair, get a token next turn, Therapy, Flashback token. Oh,
It's so
oh,
great.
oh god. That's just the
So
nostalgia.
Yeah.
Insane.
It was the saddest day of my life when it got banned.
It was, I gotta admit, it was the right thing to do.
I was surprised, to be honest.
But yeah, me too. I totally expected Death Shaman to be banned. Gitaxian Probe took me really by surprise, but it made total sense.
Maybe. I don't want to believe it, but maybe.
And Peter?
My favorite deck,
Standard soldiers.
standard. So
I have no
was
idea.
amazing.
Sorry.
Yeah. It also includes Painter. And when we talked about your favorite times, I remembered I have to put on a second Painter list in there. But the first one that really ignited my love for Painter was 4-color control Painter in Legacy with Archon's fucking Astrolabe.
Oh, that list. Oh, it was insane.
The list was absolute bonkers. It was basically a control deck with Okos, Urus, Astrolabes, played as a card advantage engine, engineer for Astrolabe, with an Astrolabe out to put those Astrolabes in and out.
Yeah.
It played Intuition for Painter, Grindstone, and Divine Reclamation. Cans to put Painter, Grindstone in the sideboard. I had like 75-80% win percentage at our local game store. It was amazing. But then Astrolabe got banned and I had to find a new love. And then it came like 2 years ago, I think. And this was Synthesizer Painter with red, white. It was so fucking cool to play a card advantage engine. It didn't draw card. It was like really, really hard to beat. Not the meme, but the Delver matchup was really good. but yeah.
And also your control matchup was really good because it's like at first your opponents didn't really they underestimated experimental synthesizer, and after they got used to it, they all forced the synthesizer. Like, no, you don't get this.
It was amazing. I recently revisited the deck list. I had 10 cards that costed 2. This was the top of my curve with 20 artifacts on 1 and 0.
Yeah.
A lot of 1-drops in the deck with Esper Sentinel, Shaman New Orcish Bowmaster. But yeah, the deck was really, really gas. But yeah, unfortunately, the
Power
players...
creep happened.
No, not power creep. They realized, hey, Melton is a good card and Seeds of Innocence were a good card.
That's true.
Yeah.
So, but now we want to kind of know what empowers your favorite deck. So, what is your favorite engine, Daniel?
Yeah, it's pretty clear actually because my favorite deck is Ad Nauseam Tendrils. My favorite engine connected to that would definitely be Past in Flames.
That's a good one.
Past in Flames is really good.
It was the card that beat any attrition game, any resources back in the day against control, because it was considered more or less better than it's crazy, but better than Yorkmore's Mill because it had flashback. You could beat a force with it or discard spell, anything. You can go for a storm plan, cast the front end of Past in Flames, and then either go off the next turn or just use it immediately after. It was the grinding engine that beat any interactive deck.
Wow. Peter, what's your pick for the favorite engine?
It's basically Urza Saga. It's since the printing of Urza Saga, I more or less played exclusively decks that played the card. In the few hiatus I made to Modern, whole time in Legacy, I played from blue, from like the blue combo deck with the new construct where I played Urza Saga. I played Helm of Obedience, white, black with the card in paint. The card is just so fucking good.
Yeah.
It's
And it's well balanced, and it's not overpowered
No.
or anything. It's just
it has its drawbacks. With Dresden, we have a really, really good answer in the
that's
format for it.
it's also simply Wasteland. I mean,
Or Wasteland, yeah.
Yeah, I can remember at first, I think people were advocating for a ban of that card. and
because
it
they
was
couldn't
just-
really, they didn't know how to play against the card.
No,
Yeah.
They were like, oh my god, it's a land, it does everything, ban it.
there was a deck that was really obnoxious with it. This was the Ragavan deck with Urza Saga.
Yeah.
This was
A short period of time, maybe.
a short period of time. It was Ragavan, Urza Saga,
České Sagavan.
České Sagavan. Yeah. There
I mean,
it was.
It was okay, I think. I didn't think it was too over the top.
No, the problem were the constructs with the treasure token were
Yeah.
really, really big.
Yeah, okay.
Of course, it was, but I think like Delva with Ragavan was still stronger.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
Still strong.
absolutely.
Still strong.
Mana
Cool
bursts
deck.
were
Cool deck,
consistent.
though. Yeah.
But Philip, what is
For
your...
me, that's a pretty hard question actually, because there are just so many great engines in this game. But after some thinking, I came to the conclusion probably what fuels a lot of my decks is Bridge from Below. Bridge from Below is really the glue that keeps a lot of decks together. And yeah, it's just two zombie tokens, but you can do so much with it. You can kill your opponent.
You can sack it.
You can sack them with Grand Return for a Thassa's Oracle. Or you can cast Hogak and then sack the tokens and sack the Hogak and get another tokens and cast the Hogak again. Or milling your opponent out with Altar of Dementia. So or even in my how was the deck called? Zombie
Infestation?
No, zombie. That's the pre-modern one. Zombardment.
Some Batman.
Zombardment, where I played a one-off bridge just to find with Entomb. It was just so great. Your opponent kills your creature, and you go Entomb, Bridge from Below in the graveyard. Okay, I get a 2/2. Nice. It was just. Yeah, it was just great. So Bridge from Below is certainly my pick, and it's in a lot of decks that I play.
So where we have now the good memories flowing. What's the deck you hate, Phil?
That's kind of easy. It's my own.
Yeah.
No. But for real, it's hard for me to say I hate any deck because I really don't hate any deck that's currently played or that he's played at the moment. It's sure there were times when I hated a specific deck, but that was just because of a specific card that I will talk about later. But at the moment, even Scaminator, yeah, it's too good, but it doesn't feel really shitty to play against. It's kind of okay, although it has to be banned. So I gotta say, it's probably my own when I play non-blue mid-range, non-blue control versions, and I lose to my own deck because I draw too many lands or something. It's just, that's really the thing that frustrates me the most. But it's my failure my failure for the deck choice actually. And the second really close pick would be Initiative, because that's also. I can deal with Stompy, that's okay, but Initiative feels like, well, it just does too much for too less opportunity cost. But yeah, and for you, Daniel?
So I would have two actually. The one deck that I historically had the most envy always playing against was actually a modern deck, because I played lots of modern back in the day with Chund. And the deck that I hated the most was modern Tron.
Tron. I
Tron
think
is
you're
just
in
shit.
good
come on.
community here, because a
Yeah.
lot of people hate Tron.
Yeah. As a Chum player, I mean, come on. I just want to play a fair game. Don't play this card. Don't do it. Don't play your Wormcall engine. I always had this problem.
I'm
Even
so-
though my first deck had Worm Collection.
Yeah, because you.
It's my fates now.
Yeah.
But for Legacy
But the
speaking,
chosen
yeah, but the
one.
chosen one, I know. I was that actually, yeah. I should have played Tron myself, yeah. But for Legacy, and this is really something that I appreciate most in playing any matches in Legacy is when you have interesting and meaningful decisions in a game. And I feel like the least amount of decisions that you have in a game is always when you play against Stompy. Because there it's only about having the lucky mulligan and your opponent not top taking another threat. You gotta have the first force for another threat, and then you want that your opponent doesn't find the next Rebel Master, Blood Moon, Jellies, whatever, off the top. And there's no decision involved. And therefore, I just don't enjoy it. And therefore, I hate the deck because, well, I want to play and sit down, and I don't care if it's any prison deck or whatever, if there would be some choices involved beyond having just a lucky starting hand. So that's the reason why I hate Stompy as well.
Yeah, for me, it's the short answer would be none. But I mean, there are some times where a deck is frustrating to play against, or it's basically a loss when you get the pairing. But usually, I just try to stay positive, get my thoughts together, and try my best. Basically, the last time I remember a deck was a true nightmare was Mono Green Cloudburst against Painter. It was like, you can't really have the fair game plan working against them. You can't really combo them because of Emrakul and stuff like that. They play Force of Fig in the sideboard, Endurance is in the sideboard. So, yeah. And there was the time they also played Seeds of Innocence. So, yeah, it was a pairing. It was a loss. Get yourself over with it. And, yeah, hate the game, not the player. So,
Yeah, of course. It's
That's
about the
fair,
deck,
yeah.
but yeah, so we have the one hated thing out. We want to get something cool in between. What's actually your favorite card, Philip?
I think we've talked about this in one of our previous episodes, I think 20 or 25 episodes before here. It's Dark Ritual. It was
Nice.
a long time a tie between three cards: Faithless Looting, Cabal Therapy, and Dark Ritual. But Faithless Looting fell in kind out of favor in the metagame, and you can't play it really mid-rangey or something. It's just an enabler. Cabal Therapy is really, really great, but Dark Ritual just enables so many broken things.
Yeah.
It's just it's so flavorful. It's easy to understand. It just does one thing, and the one thing it does really great. And yeah, because I'm a black player at heart, mostly. And yeah, this just fuels really all my decks, or probably most of them.
Yeah, I think this is a good choice.
For you, Daniel?
Nostalgic one. It's interesting because when even though I played lots of Storm and I mentioned Storm as my most played deck, I could also say something like Dark Ritual, but it's not the isolated most favorite card that I have. If I have one, it would definitely be, and I mentioned this also a couple of episodes back, Baleful Strix as a nice mid-rangey. It does everything I want from a card. It is just isolated. Also, I think it has one of the best artworks in the game.
Yeah, it's true.
And then closest second at the moment, and because we talked about this now in the past, would be Gitaxian Probe, I think, would be close second. I enjoy these cards. This little cheap draw card, it's always premium.
It didn't cost anything.
Yeah,
All the information.
exactly.
You should try. How's it called?
Peak, yeah. I tried it before. I really thought about this. I could just play Peak in Storm. Come on, shouldn't be there. And I think there was a version or something that sometimes they played a little bit, but it's just not good.
It's not.
It's
No.
not good. No.
The difference is too much.
Is Pika instant?
I think it's instant, but still, you have to pay 1 mana.
You can do it at the end of your opponent's turn.
Yeah, this was the play.
Okay.
Yeah, this was the but Gitaxian Probe combined with Past in Flames.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Just flash it back for free.
Oh okay.
Draw a card alongside. I mean, come on.
Okay.
It's
Fair.
Yeah.
That's fair game. That's fair
Yeah.
game.
Peter,
Yeah.
what are your favorite cards and what's your favorite cards?
my favorite card is basically a small little 1/1. It's the best 1/1 in the game, and there is actually no competition against it.
Bowmaster.
It's no, it's Goblin Builder. The card enables so much.
Yeah.
And this is the frustrating part. When I first started off with Painter in the 4-color deck, I didn't play the Goblin Builder, and then I started off with including 2 to 3, and now 4. You can't build an artifact or paint deck without 4 of the Goblin Builders.
Yeah.
It's insane how much this card does. It's so great, and yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah.
And it has cool new artwork, but everyone hates it. No, there's the Goblin Selfie edition, the social media edition of Goblins. There's a pretty amazing artwork of Goblin Builder.
Wow.
Yeah, you gotta have those. Yeah.
But yeah, a lot of guys hated that. But what cards do you hate, Daniel?
A single card. Are we talking about single cards now, right?
Yeah, single cards.
I have to check, but I can. Okay, yeah. It is a card that I lost the most, I think, against single-handedly.
Force of
Brainstorm.
Flusterstorm.
Yeah.
Wasteland.
It is, I think, Chalice of the Void.
Okay.
I had so many losses against the card. It's just similar. The main reason why I hate Stomping in Legacy, it's just, I mean, what choices do I have? I mean, you resolve it on 1 or something. I don't have anything that I can cast. I mean, it was back in the days when I played Storm heavily. It was the single-handedly cast that I lost the most against, and therefore it's connected to the thing. You don't have any choices, so that would be my pick.
For you, Philip?
For me, I'm so happy this card is banned. It was the bane of my existence, and I really hated this one. I normally don't take cards, but I really hated this card with all of my heart.
Haven't you played it in your sideboard?
Yes, I hated it so much that I had to play it myself.
He never brought it in, but no, I hate this shit card. No.
He even won games with it.
Yeah.
And
I hate for winning this.
And every game I played with it, I hated myself for it. It's like when you make the walk of shame after a one night stand or something. It's like, oh, I feel so dirty. I want to get in the shower. It's fuck. Everybody already probably knows it's Oko, Thief of Crowns. I mean, I came here to play Magic, not just throw elks into each other.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not fun. That's just dumb. I wanna play my creatures and not get them elked. I wanna play the Hogak and not get them elked. I wanna play my Altar of Dementia, not get it elked. It's always
Everything gets elked.
everything gets elked.
Yeah, it was.
It was such a mystical time.
Yeah.
Everyone went into the forest, ran around with the wild deers, the
Yeah.
elks.
I mean, I get it. The pros love that card.
Yeah.
Because such intricate gameplay, and I make a food token, and I elk it, and I elk yours, and I have the Arkham's Ezreal that I make elk too, and it's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? That's not fun. That's just.
Yeah.
I mean, I came here to play, not to do this kind
It's
of
like
shit.
diving into a Disneyland or something. Yeah.
I mean, diving into Disneyland is cool. I play Okana also. It's fun, but that's not elk time. Really. So I'm happy that it's banned, and I played against I played Vintage in Bologna with Daniel, and I played Squee Countervine, yeah. And then I played against Oko again, and I had the war flashbacks and PTSD.
Trauma repeated.
Yeah, it was really trauma repeated, and for sure I lost against Oko. I mean, what else can you do against this card? I mean,
Everything was elk.
Do you know what you can do against it? Which is actually my hated topic. You can put it into the graveyard with a grief.
You could also parablast it, to be honest.
No, my hated card is currently grief. There was a lot of cool cards that got banned, which were also frustrating to play against. But yeah, grief is just the card that made a lot of things much, much worse. And yeah, grief is a current pick, but a staying pick.
I thought you were gonna say something like meltdown or so.
No,
or
it's
Stony Silence.
it's
Nalrod.
it's fair play. I mean, an Nalrod I can put away because like a lot of friendly Delver players also play Mishra's Bobble, and then you just they then it out, so it's kind of okay. But which would actually be a neat tactic to not play any bobbles anymore, because then your Goblin Welders from your opponent are not that great.
Because Painter is deck to beat right now.
Yeah. Absolutely. Tier 1.
No,
one
to
plus.
TS.
To board it out.
Okay.
But no, it's Meltdown and Seed of Infinite and stuff like that. It's fair play.
Yeah.
It has to happen, because otherwise, like, a lot of decks are way too broken. But I want to play the broken stuff that my opponent can remove it and not get it into the graveyard or into the bin. Regarding into the bin, and with Goblin Welder, you can bring some stuff back. What are the cards that are currently banned or unplayable that you want to see?
I love your transition.
Unplayable, also not just banned.
Unplayable.
I would say banned, but if you have like a fancy mention from an unplayable card,
Yeah, I think
can
it's
bring it
fair.
up.
You can interpret it that way, it's fair.
Yeah, that's nice. I mean, I have two honorable mentions here for the unplayable card. The first is the more unplayable card here, and that's Lingering Souls. I loved it. Playing Lingering Souls just always felt great. It's 2 bodies for 3 mana, you flash it back and get two more bodies. It's not oppressive, it's just nice, it's fair magic, it's great. The second honorable mention here would be Young Pyromancer, because it had so much synergy with cover therapy, it had so much synergy with instant sorceries, it had synergy with Lingering Souls, because you get another token. It was just good times. But if we were talking about banned cards and to bring back, I have to say I can only talk about cards that I have played myself. And I think the one card I can see that I want to bring back would be Senseless Divining Top.
Yeah.
Top is, I think Top was wrongly banned or rightly banned, maybe for the because of the players, because they took too long, but not because of power level reasons. Because it was just always great, and it took. Painter took a hit, Dead Guy Ale took a hit, Doomsday took a hit, so many decks took a hit just because Storm took a hit just because control players always had to spin the top because your opponent played a land. Oh, spin the top, and fetch, spin the top, and play brainstorm, spin the top, and take in 3 hours for a 20 minutes game. Yeah,
if you have 1 free mana, you gotta spin the top. Doesn't matter.
I have 3 mana open and spin the top. Twice.
Yeah. It's just, it's done.
Oh, man.
But I would bring it back because it was just a great card to have around. Especially for non-blue decks.
Yeah.
What's for you, Daniel?
I just want my decks improved back.
that will be a meme in the future.
Yeah. This would be like, come on, it's innocent. It doesn't do anything. I just draw a card and I want
See
to
your
play
cards.
it and see some cards. It's fine. I mean, it's almost like Mishra's bubble. Not Mishra's.
Urza's
bubble. Sorry. It's close to that. It's
After
only a
grief,
little
it's
bit.
close to that.
Only see a couple of cards more. It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this would be. I don't think I have an honorable mention. I just want probe. But to be honest, I enjoy it myself. Also, Death Red Shaman, even though I would get probably a lot of hate for this. But it's okay. I enjoyed playing with and against Death Red Shaman to some extent. Because one of my first legacy decks was also Chant, and it used to play Death Red Shaman. But I definitely reckon it would be, I would not provoke, let's say, be pro unbanning it so hard. No, that's not the case.
100% agree here. Death Red Shaman era was great when you played your own Death Red Shaman.
Yeah.
It was just a really great card to play with. It was interesting to play against Death Red Shaman, but it was overall too oppressive.
Yeah.
It made so many decks obsolete.
Yeah.
And
It narrowed
the whole meta to a point where it was either you play Death Red or you lose.
Yeah, the thing back in the day on Blue Red Helmet was like it was so hard to close out any game when your opponent has an active Death Red Shaman. But
to your
two cards bring it back. I want to quickly mention a honorable mention to my hated cards.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Because when you talked about old cards, Cooligan's Command. It was traumatizing.
I love this card.
I was on
So
Blue
good.
Red Stiflenot in the time when it was really big in Grixis control, and deck was unplayable.
It was so good. Cool against
2/3 call
Yeah.
against command in Pyromancer. It felt so great.
But two good cards to bring back, because you previously mentioned like only cards that you played with, but all the good stories of Senses, Divining Top and Painter with Velda, it must have been amazing. Also now,
Saga.
now with Urza Saga to get it,
yeah.
now with Engineers, an additional sack outlet. Must be
Maybe
great.
it's too strong, but
You would like it, yeah, in Painter as well.
One card kind of doesn't see the face of the earth anymore in Painter that I really enjoyed playing was Oswald Fiddlebender. It was so cool that you had so many tutors for your artifacts. Was really, really amazing. But the card that I kind of want to see back in my Snowy Winters would be Arkham's Astrolabe. It was so amazing in Painter. You can switch it around. It's kind of like top. You draw additional cards. You can filter for mana. But do you know the secret part? Why I want it back? There is actually not a single card in Legacy, not a single artifact for 0 of 1 that has an ETB draw a card. There was not a
Rightfully.
single. If we had an artifact for 1 mana, comes into play, draws a card, give it me instead of Arkham's Astrolabe, I'm completely fine. It doesn't have to do anything anymore.
well, that sounds reasonable. But Arkham's Astrolabe is just the filtering is, in my opinion, what broke this card. Dude, this is
No.
just so insane.
Prophetic Prison is unplayable. I tried it.
Is it 1 mana, Prophetic Prison?
2.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 2 and
The filtering broke it
Did the
because
same
1 mana
thing, just
filter for everything. The mana base
And
of
draws
these
a card.
Oko piles was just insane.
yeah, you every deck was just 5 colors because I can't splash for this card. I have the mana. It's fine.
Comes Astrolabe. It's enough.
And I have basics. Wasteland, I don't care about Wasteland. I don't care about Blood Moon.
was
Blood Moon was unplayable at the time.
It was like I go Island, Astrolabe, Island. Next time Island, sort your thing.
This was a horror time for Mono Red Stompy because like
Yeah.
Teferi was so easy to cast. So even if they got the Blood Moon out, you could just bounce the Chalice, the Trinisphere, or whatever afterwards.
Yeah, all the artifacts you just elk. It's fine.
Yeah, this was a time where I think Basuta made the changes to Stompy to incorporate more free drops as creatures, so it's a Rebel Master and everything.
To have beatdowns.
To have more beatdown,
To be much faster.
be
Yeah.
faster.
Which was a good choice for that, and it still sticks to this day for
Yeah.
Stompy decks.
But yeah, those were the the ask questions that we ask ourselves.
The 8 questions. So we had your favorite deck. Then what was the second one? I can.
We had your first deck, your current deck, your favorite engine, your hated deck, your favorite card, your hated card, and the stuff you just want to see again.
So comment on YouTube or on Spotify. What are your favorite? The answers to these 8 questions. What are
Yeah.
your prized cards?
And now we want to shout out our social media.
Yeah, I totally forgot about this right now. So leave a like and a subscribe on our YouTube channel and also on Spotify. And if you like what we are doing, consider following us on our social media. It's @response_legacy on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. And you can find me on Twitter. It's @PhinikMTG, PhinikMTG. Daniel, where can we find you?
You can find me also on the social media platform called Twitter, @FlyingDelver, and Peter, where we can find you.
You can find me on the social media platform that was previously known as Twitter. It's @UnicornLord, but the O in the Lord is a 0.
Thank you very much.
In response. Yeah.
This was In Response, a Legacy podcast. If you enjoyed the ride, feel free to support the show by following, leaving a review, or subscribe on patreon.com/response_legacy.